Joining me now is Israeli political commentator Dr. Orl Goldberg. Thanks very much for being with us on the programme today. So if this plan we heard at the top there has been approved by Israel's military, do you think this means that the obvious, widely reported splits between what Benjamin Netanyahu wants to do and what the army says is possible or desirable has been sorted, or if not sorted altogether, at least papered over?
Well, I don't think there was ever really a split with regard to the plan that we're talking about. There was a split because the IDF Chief of Staff, General Zamir, understands that if something would go wrong during the execution of this plan, he would be the one who would be blamed. Official Israel is now jockeying for position, not with regard to a total victory as promised by Netanyahu, but with regard to the almost inevitable catastrophic defeat. Nobody wants to be the one left holding the hot potato when this explodes in Israel's face, as it no doubtedly will. And the split is not about ideology. It's not about the notion of carrying out this campaign one step forward or about ethnically cleansing Gaza. It's about who's ultimately going to be held responsible by the rest of the world.
But if the army then is worried about what this could mean, presumably it's going to be very difficult for Netanyahu to just go ahead with it.
Well, to be quite frank, I don't know if Netanyahu ever thought that he would be able to go ahead with it. Nobody in Israel is expecting it to begin anytime soon. General Zamir himself said that everything must be very carefully checked, all aspects of the program, legal, logistical, and added some more. I don't think anybody is expecting this to start anytime soon or quickly. I think everybody is doing their due diligence to carry on this game of chicken, but it's a completely domestic Israeli game. It's not about anybody else. So I don't think we'll be seeing the invasion or the fourth or fifth invasion of Gaza City begin today or tomorrow. I doubt we'll see it during this month. I think everybody in Israel is waiting for the other shoe to drop around the world, understanding that Israel really is planning to carry out ethnic cleansing and a list of other war crimes and crimes against humanity approved by the Prime Minister and the Israeli cabinet. And nobody's quite sure what's going to happen. The only thing everyone is sure of is that it's going to ultimately be bad for official Israel.
That's what you would call it, is it? Ethnic cleansing?
I would, yes. I don't think you can call it anything else. This amounts to ethnic cleansing according to the driest, most formalistic legal definitions I know. And this was approved by Israel's cabinet and initiated by Israel's prime minister. I think that realization is sinking in. Israel has been used to decades of absolute impunity. I now think it knows it cannot operate with this impunity any longer. The issue is this has never happened. So nobody's quite sure what the repercussions will be, which is why, to return to my earlier thought, the only thing that ultimately matters is who's left holding the hot potato.
We've had the army as well warning a week ago now, really, that these plans could mean large numbers of casualties. Presumably that would be a major concern as well.
Large numbers of casualties and also dead hostages, which is something General Zamir has said very clearly. But again, I have to stress this. I can't overstress this. The army is not doing this because it doesn't support the reoccupation of Gaza. The army is in this to prove its mettle, and it has failed abysmally over the last 22 months in carrying out Israel's stated war goals, which were to destroy Hamas and return the hostages. General Zamir wants a victory, so does his general staff. Problem is, General Zamir knows that this plan that has been approved by the Israeli cabinet, which is an extremist cabinet or right-wing cabinet, this plan will bring about the death of the very few hostages still living. He also understands that should this happen, he will be the one blamed by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Netanyahu has yet to take responsibility for anything since October 7th, 2023. So this isn't a disagreement about whether Israel should be committing these crimes, these war crimes and crimes against humanity. It's a disagreement about who's ultimately going to be held responsible.
There's a lot of other pressure as well, isn't there, building on Benjamin Netanyahu, notably a bit of a change in public opinion in Israel of ordinary citizens. We've also had protests, for example, of over 200 retired reserve Air Force pilots rallying near IDF headquarters to protest against the war as well. Presumably that's all ramping up pressure as well.
There is some change, and it's very slow, but I have to, again, stress, I think, what is the most important point. true, several hundred reserve pilots have demonstrated outside the defense ministry and the prime minister's office, but not a single pilot has yet to refuse to carry out the bombings, which are now generally understood to be massively illegal. So as long as that doesn't happen, as long as these demonstrations are held by reservists, as long as this wave of protest is motivated and led by individuals and has no institutional backing, like, for example, Israel's largest trade union, which refused to join the general strike planned for Sunday. As long as there's no institutional backing, this will remain the same protest we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years. It's a protest against Netanyahu. It's a domestic Israeli political struggle. It's not a call to end the war. It's not a call against ethnic cleansing or the other war crimes that Israel is about to commit. And for precisely that reason, it is effectively an affirmation of Netanyahu's policy. As long as these protesters are not calling out publicly against the execution of Netanyahu's policy, they are effectively affirming it. Netanyahu knows this very well, which is why he's allowing these protests to go on. He is still the strongest candidate in Israel to emerge as prime minister should a snap election be called over the next several months.
Good to talk to you on the programme today. Thanks very much for being with us, Dr. Orl Goldberg, Israeli political commentator.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.